Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of the FELS Podcast. This is Ayman Kabli. I'm the founder of the FELS movement. And as you know, we bring to you experts from around the world who can tell us a bit about how the FELS principles have affected their life and made them more successful. So today we have Olivia Purba, who is originally from Bali in Indonesia, but she's currently in Japan. And we're recording this remotely because we wanted to catch her in the right time so she can tell us about her experiences and enrich our content for FELS. So welcome to Olivia. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. Okay, so to get started, just tell us a bit about yourself and in particular, what motivated you to build an impact-driven business?
Okay. So I'm originally from Sumatra, which is close to Singapore and Malaysia. I was born in a small town in Sumatra. It's really a small town, but growing up, I see a lot of constructions or development of hotels and amusement park, which is not sustainable. It destroy land. It also destroy the farmland because most of the people there also rely on farm. So I thought it's very short-minded to just do businesses that not sustainable, that is not protecting future. So witnessing it as a kid, I have a vision in my life that if I run a business, I want to make it like not only profitable and bringing job to many people, but also thinking about the future. What can we do? How the environment, the economic and people are all linked together, and it's all bringing positivity and not just short-sighted. So that motivates me to run a business in the future when I grow up. Sustainable, pretty much.
Okay, that's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us like an interesting fact about you, something that people wouldn't expect to know about you, like a special talent or like a hidden thing.
Yeah, I think people are surprised when I said to them that I have 4 master's degree, because most people once they get like 1 master's degree or 2 master's degree, if they want to continue the academic journey, they will do PhD, right? But I think I don't prefer doing PhD because PhD is more like specific. You focus on one particular topic for 4 years straight, and you stick with it and find like very unique informations that you dig from the topic. But I like more master degree because I think I like to explore more. It's like in line with your principle. I like to get the new knowledge, skill, and it's pretty much generalist. But like I think I like once I'm interested in one thing, I wanna learn something more about it. So I think it's also okay to just explore hobbies and interests, and that's the reason why I do 4 master's degree. Yeah.
Well, now that you mentioned it, maybe you can tell us what are the fields of your master's?
Yeah, of course. So everything is related to social studies. So the first was I did the environmental environmental development in Australia, and it was like double master. So I also did the diplomacy. My bachelor degree was international relations, so it's still related. The third one is economic development, sustainable economic development. So I did that in Costa Rica. The first one was in Australia. The fourth one was in Philippines. So I did more like a development studies. So everything is around the topic of sustainability, environment, and development.
Okay, that's very interesting. And I think that's very aspirational for people to see and to kind of follow your lead, because you studied in different parts of the world, and I'm sure you've gotten a lot of different perspectives. Okay.
Yeah, correct.
Well, let's jump into the 10 pillars. So you've had a look at the 10 pillars of FELS, and I think the ones that you chose to discuss with us today are 3 of them, which are travel and exploration, diverse hobbies and activities, and continuous learning. So I'm going to say that these 3 are very kind of dear to you, and they've had an impact on your life. So let's start with travel. Obviously, now that we've mentioned how many countries that you've been to, I think you mentioned that you've traveled to about 70 countries or more. Okay. Yeah. Maybe you could tell us about some of your favorite countries. What did you like about them? The culture, etc. Would you live in any of these countries, and why? So tell us a bit more about these.
Yeah, people always ask me this kind of similar questions, like which countries that my favorite. I mean, usually stick with like same answer. I went to Nepal 2014 to do my research. I did research about forest forest people who live in the forest and manage their own forest. I think I was so inspired there, like because the people are so mindful. They do meditations almost every day, and yeah, and it's not even like things that I hype now. Now like people like promoting meditation, we're always into pop culture, but I think they've been doing it since like centuries from the ancestor. It's that part of the culture. So I was so motivated. I was so inspired by that I continue doing meditation ever since I visited Nepal. So I like Nepal. I like Colombia because I love dancing and people are super friendly there. They have like this mindset of like I think it's like YOLO mindset. Like they're always happy. They always do things. Always out and about. I also love. I used to live in Melbourne before in Australia. So it's very creative city. There's a lot of festival. People do graffiti everywhere. There's a coffee culture as well. Like you can see, you go into the small lane and you see like really trendy coffee shops. So I love how creative they are. I'm in Japan now, so I also like Japan. The food is amazing. I think I can't wait here. Everything is so delicious, even the grocery store food. And the culture is very deep, very rich. So I respect that too. And the last one, I think Netherlands, is just because it's easy to find Indonesian food there. I don't know if you know the history, but
Yeah,
Netherlands,
you're
yeah,
right.
and yeah,
You're right.
yeah,
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 everywhere I went in Netherlands, everywhere I went,
yeah,
they have like beef rendang and all kinds of stuff. They love Indonesian
exactly, yeah.
food.
Yeah. We have a history. They were in Indonesia for 350 years, so they brought
Wow.
the Indonesian cuisines to Netherlands. So yeah, and I love the city as well. Like most of the places there are very beautiful, very clean, a lot of canals. So it feels like posh. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, those places. But if you ask me like where do I want to live, to be honest, I like what I'm doing right now. Me and my husband, we travel a lot, but we have base. Means that we don't have to be in one place for forever. So we're currently based in Bali, but out of 1 year, we probably spend around 5 to 7 months in Bali. But then we spread the rest in other countries. So for instance, right now we're 1 month in Japan, and last April we were 1 month in Netherlands, and we also travel to Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan for a month. So we travel, explore, but also have a base. So we don't need to be location dependent.
Okay. Okay. That's a very good, I guess, way to inspire the people who are following our content. Personally, I'm a big traveler as well, and this pillar came from my own lifestyle as well. I've been to about 90 countries so far, and
Awesome.
I published a book about travel as well. It's called Globalista. So it's really about the mindset benefits of travel. So the fact that travel can open up your mind, it can make you more culturally aware and more able to spot problems and create solutions for them, create business ideas and things like that. So I guess that will be my next question to you, is that have your travels actually impacted you in that way? Did you feel that you are a better problem solver or a better ideator because you travel a lot and you expose yourself to all of these different situations? How has that impacted your career and your mindset and all of that?
Yeah, definitely. I think by traveling, it opens my mind. I become more tolerant to people. I understand like different culture. I also act differently, depends on like who I'm talking with, right? Like depends on where they are or like what kind of culture. Like right now in Japan, I need to be more, how to say, more able to read people expressions because they're not very blunt with the language. Like they're not really telling you what's in their mind. So I think I become more adaptable with situations. I become easily like find solutions in the like a problem solver, as you mentioned before. But also like it opens up opportunities, because if I don't talk to people that I met during my travel, I wouldn't know opportunities out there or things that I can do out there. Like many things that I'm doing right now, like doing conferences or like meeting people, it's through connections that I made while I travel. So I talk to people, they said, oh yeah, you should go to this conference because you have this interest, for instance. Or they said, hey, you should meet my friends because they're also interested in the social entrepreneurship. So it's gonna open up more ways for me through traveling. So I think traveling has bringing like a lot of opportunities and networking and friendship and even job for me. So I love traveling. Mhm.
Okay, that's very good. Okay. All right. So you mentioned some of the interests you have. I think you said that you're into music and dance and all that. I'm assuming you probably meant Latin music in particular since you were in Colombia. So,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
true. Yeah, that's
Okay.
true. I do. Yeah.
Okay, because the next question I have is about hobbies and activities. Because as we all know, we can't just dedicate all of our life only to work. We have to have side activities and side hobbies that actually distract us and that put our
Mm,
mind in a different state so that we can come back and be more mentally prepared to take on a new challenge, right? So one of the issues with that is finding the time and the energy to do it. So when you're actually
yeah.
traveling around a lot and managing multiple businesses and attending conferences and doing all these things that you said that you do, right? How do you find the time to, practice the hobbies and activities and fun things that you're passionate about as well?
Mm, okay, that's true. When I'm in Bali, it's easier for me to like prioritize my hobby because I know places where I can do it. I know friends that I can do it together. But when I travel, probably it's more challenging. As my hobby requires place and situation. If you know what I mean, there are hobbies where you can just sit down and read books. For instance, you don't need people; you just read books. So my hobbies, I love dancing. So I need to find place where people actually dance and like friends as well. So yeah, while traveling here, I think I asked my friends, hey, where we can go out and do like Latin music. So far I haven't been successful to find places, but I think when we are in Fukuoka that we settle down for 10 days, we will be able to find place. Also I like playing music. I play ukulele. Right now I don't bring it, but when I was in Netherlands, when I was in Netherlands, I was able to bring it because we don't move around so much. And ukulele is pretty small, so it's easy to bring around, and it doesn't like the plane doesn't want cover you charge because you bring ukulele is so small. Yeah, so I like writing too. Like I write some books. I think a lot of writing that I do was the book that I published was inspired by what I write on my journal, so it's easy to do. So I always take time to sit down and write after a long day, for instance, to reflect and then just to wind down as well as a way for me to wind down after a long day. So yeah, that's it. Like hobbies that require people in a situation might be challenging, but hobbies that only me doing it myself, it's easier to do.
Okay, that's very good. Okay, so you mentioned some of the hobbies that you currently practice, but tell us a bit more about the impact of these hobbies on your life. I mean, what we teach
Mm,
FELS is that having different hobbies and activities actually help you to stretch your mind and help
mm,
you to achieve greater results because it actually provides kind of a positive distraction. It gets your mind off of the problem that you're working on right now, and it helps your mind
right.
to digest things, and then maybe you can come back and formulate
Mm.
new solutions and things like that, right? So tell us and tell our viewers how you think these hobbies can impact your life and how they can help people to actually expand their minds and do greater things.
I totally agree with you. I think by doing some hobbies or prioritizing some hobbies, we can wind down. I think oftentimes I get stuck in job or like businesses or like ideas, and I thought, oh my god, I don't know what to do with it. I get stuck. Like I can't think anymore. So like by doing hobbies, I kind of wind down. It's kind of meditation for me because doing hobbies or doing things that we like, we forget everything else. We forget everything else. We focus on what we're doing right now. We become mindful because for instance, when I do my Latin dance, I just think about, oh, what's the next move after this, what kind of swing that I need to do. So I forgot about everything else. Yeah. So when I get back and like need to do my businesses again, then I become like fresh mind. Like I don't I become fresh. Like I can think more focused and I can think like more sharp compared to when I was just like pushing myself to finish it. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's
Mhm.
very all right. Great.
Mhm.
Okay, so now we move on to the other topic, which is what we call continuous learning.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one of the
Mm,
very important pillars of FELS is for people to be
mm,
learning things and seeking out knowledge and seeking out information and curiosity always on a continuous basis, right?
Yeah.
So tell me your definition of that. What do you define someone who is a continuous learner?
Okay. In my opinion, people keep evolving, like we're not stuck in one line. We need to people keep changing over time. Maybe what I was 10 years ago, which is very for sure, what I was 10 years ago with what I'm now is really different because I have new interests, I have new hobbies, I see things differently. Probably in 10 years, I probably think differently as well. Maybe what I state right now, what my principle, it could be changed when I'm in 40 years from now. So I think continuous learning is very important so we can evolve as a person. I think it's important to like keep growing as a person. Otherwise, we get stuck. We get stuck in a situation. We will not be happy if we get stuck. Like same environment, same job, same things that we do. Like there's no simulations. There's no something that keep us going. So we will be not happy if we are just not growing and learning something new. So that's also the reason why I take the 4 master's degree, because I want to keep learning. I want to learn more. I want to get to know more. And I think in the study situations where informations are packed like in a structured ways, and I can ask questions, I can discuss with friends in the university level. It helps me also to have a better clarity in like questions or things that I want to learn more. So I think by doing this, like keep growing, keep continuously learning, we add new skills and add new knowledge, which will help us to get better in life.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
So obviously, you're a very big example of learning. I mean, you've done 4 master degrees. You've been a career student. You've studied a lot. But besides the formal that's what we call formal learning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So besides that, what other mediums of learning have you used besides the formal education in the university? For example, books or ebooks or other podcasts, or for example, documentaries, or even having like just curious conversations with people. So tell us some of the other mediums that you've used to learn new information.
I do exactly what you said just now. So I learned from book, I learned from podcasts, I learned from Netflix documentaries, and also talk to people around me that are similar curious. So I think the people around us, everyone knows, I think like people around us will determine what we are too right now, right? So I think I try to make sure that people around me, I'm surrounded by people that have the same kind of mindset or principle with me, like keep growing and focus on social impact, on business. So I think recently I kind of changed friendship so that I can learn more from people that are more, like curious, more open-minded. Because like maybe my previous friendship don't really help me to grow. So I look at like more networking with business people, with new people that are more interesting and have a unique perspective in life. So that also a way for me to continue learning, talking to people, meeting new people, digging information from them. Yeah.
Okay. Have you come across any books that you found very useful? I mean, can you make any recommendation to our audience about books that people can help to transform their own personal or professional journey?
Yeah, I think the book Atomic Habit, I think everyone knows about it. Yeah. It's very James Clear. It's very famous. I love it. Like every day we need to keep doing things that we aim our goal. It doesn't have to be significant, but slowly it will progress into something big in the future. Like the psychology of money also changed my perspective as well about money. Maybe Morgan Howard. And the Outliners, Malcolm Gladwell. Yeah.
Okay.
So those books, I think those books are bestsellers, but they are bestsellers for a reason.
Yes. I hope our books will all become bestsellers as well.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. I want to read your book.
Yeah, I want to see yours as well. Actually, my next question is about your books. So I think you've published some books, right?
That's true. Yeah.
What topics have you published about?
It's different topics. So I have, when I was very serious in my academic work, I published about politics, about money politics, especially and particularly. And so that's more serious, like a more political side. But I also published about travel, like you. I travel. I published about travel because in Indonesia, it's not very common for a woman to travel solo by herself in there. So when I was traveling, I got asked so many questions from other women in Indonesia, like how do I get travel? Is it safe for women, etc. And I want to inspire them because as we spoke just now, I learned a lot from traveling. So I also want to inspire other women that they can travel and they learn a lot while traveling and get these opportunities that I get as well. So I wrote that book to inspire them, like how I started it, even from like small things like how to get visa, because it's not easy for Indonesian passport to travel, or always like visa thing, right? So I also write like the tips how to get visa, how to get opportunities like scholarship abroad, internship abroad, job abroad. Because why they hesitate is because they don't know how. They don't see, they never see an example, a real example how people do it. So by describing it one by one, then people get inspired. Another one that I wrote was about a mental health. Because in Indonesia, I think it's still a taboo to talk about the mental health, but I think it's very important. Like a lot of people feel that they're alone in their journey when they're, a bit depressed or have anxiety. But to be honest, everyone will experience it at one point in their life. So I wrote that to make people know that they're not alone. Everyone experiences it. And then there are ways for us to bounce back from the feeling. And that is not difficult. It doesn't have to be through medications, whatever, but through like a daily habit. It's called daily habits to be a happy person. So daily habit that you build up every day that makes you happier, like through boosting the hormones like dopamine, endorphins, oxytocin, the happy hormones that makes you happy.
Okay, very good. Okay, and I know probably a lot of our audience maybe aspire one day to publish their own books and share their own knowledge with the world. So maybe you can tell us about your experience with the actual process of writing and publishing the books. Have you faced any obstacles or hurdles in that area? What were the challenges?
Okay, I think the challenges. Okay, so how I write a book is first, I always write on my journals, like ideas that I have or or experience that I have every day. I write it in my journal. I think it helped me a lot to structure my mind, because if I don't write it, I will forget. Tomorrow I'll forget, because there's layers of memory that in our head that if we don't write it down, we will forget immediately. So it helps me out to write. But when I try to publish it, I need to like look at the journal that I wrote. What kind of topic? First, I need to structure it. Like, what is the topic? What is the aim of this book? Who are the audience? And after that, then I need to think, who will publish my book? In Indonesia, we have like a few we call it the big publisher that will be able to like distribute the book. So if by doing with big publisher, I don't need the big marketing myself. So they will help me with marketing, because they have their channels, they have their books everywhere in Indonesia, and they have a big social media platform and etc. So I need to correspond with that. But so the challenge is like they're very strict with the quality of the book. So I need to like keep editing. It would take like 1 year to edit the book to be finalized. Yeah, to be finalized, to be like perfect to be published. So it was a challenge, but it was worth it because it's a big publisher, and everyone that I said, oh, publish through this a publisher called Grammy, they were like, oh yeah, because I know the quality is already it's assured if I publish with this publisher. So that was a challenge, but also like I think I sometimes have a writer's block too. Like if I get stuck, oh my god, and also imposter syndrome. Like, is it really good? And do people really gonna read my books? Is it worth it? So sometimes I also need to like push myself. It's okay. You're gonna do better. People like it, or like I will ask my friends or my family, can you read it? Is it worth it? Do you think it's okay? So I also like ask them a opinion to help me out, to boost my confidence as well. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
All right, very good. And your books are all in English, right?
No, my book is in Indonesia. It's like the political one. The books in politics. Yeah.
And where are they available? Can people find them somewhere like on Amazon or online?
Yeah, it's available. It's on the it's actually I have an English version of my travel book. It's on Amazon. I can send you the link after. But the rest of the book also online. It has an ebook through the link with the publishing directly. So yeah, I can also send you the
Okay. So later, I guess if you send the links, we can put them in the caption of the video or something so people can see them. Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're almost at the end here. I mean, we like to keep our podcast sessions kind of short and sweet because we don't want people to get, drifting away or getting bored or anything.
Okay.
So we want to end it with a quote. So if there's a quote that you can remember that's very near and dear to you, something that can help you kind of stay grounded and give you the necessary push whenever you're feeling down, maybe this quote you can share with our audience if you like.
Okay. I know it sounds so cliche, but this quote helped me out when I was stuck and when I was just graduated from my undergraduate degree when I was 21. And I didn't like my job. I was in the government. I don't think I belong to like a bureaucratic structure. So I was really sad then. And I read this book. I think, this book, it's The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's very beautiful book. It's a fiction book. But it has a lot of deep meaning when you read about it. Yeah. So one of the quote that helps me out to motivate myself is the quote that he said that if you want something with all of your heart and you work for it, you will definitely get it. It's along that way. So I trust that quote. Like I believe in that quote that if I want something and I put my effort to it, the universe will conspire to make it happen for me. So I still stick with that quote.
Okay. I guess there's kind of a Western equivalent of that quote, which is very short. The Americans usually say, because I studied in America, right? Is if there's a will, there's a way, right? So
yeah, exactly.
Kind of a short version of what you said is that if you really want something bad enough, then you will find a way to make it happen, right? So
exactly.
I guess
But
you
we
said
also
it
need
in
to
a
put
more emotionally elegant way because it's about something in your heart, and that's nice to hear that.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thanks for the time. Thank you. We're very glad to have you on the podcast. I think our audience and our followers will benefit a lot from hearing about your experience, and they might want to reach out and contact you once they see this. So it's been a pleasure, and hopefully we'll collaborate in our book projects or anything else in the future.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, let's keep in touch and let's collaborate in other things that we can do together.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.